In the immediate days following the Cybertruck bombing at the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas, conservative media was outraged about this, right? They talked about nothing else. They forgot about what happened in New Orleans for a while. They wanted to talk about the Cybertruck bombing because maybe it was connected to New Orleans, but it was definitely somebody out to get Donald Trump. And then something remarkable happened. The conservative media just suddenly stopped talking about this attack, which should be classified as an act of terror, just like what happened in New Orleans. But conservative media decided to clam up about the whole issue because it was revealed that the man, Matthew Leibelsberger, who perpetrated this attack, was in fact a die-hard Trump supporter. That was confirmed by his own family members. His uncle came out and even said, he loves Trump, he loves MAGA. We don't know why he'd do this, but if he wanted to do it, he could have built a better bomb because he was that smart. That's actually what his uncle said. And then we got the manifesto. Police were able to recover notes written on a note-taking app on both his cell phone and his laptop that were in the Cybertruck. And here is what Matthew Leibelsberger wrote before the attack. Fellow service members, veterans, and all Americans, time to wake up. We are being led by weak and feckless leadership who only serve to enrich themselves. Military and vets move on DC starting now. Militias facilitate and augment this activity. Occupy every major road along federal buildings and the campus of federal buildings by the hundreds of thousands. Lock the highways around down with semis right after everybody gets in. Hold until the purge is complete. Try peaceful means first, but be prepared to fight to get the Democrats out of the federal government and military by any means necessary. They all must go, and a hard reset must occur for our country to avoid collapse. Signed, Matt Leibelsberger, 18Z 10th Special Forces Group. That was just one of his manifestos, but let's dissect that for just a minute, right? He wants hundreds of thousands of former military members and people who have formed their own militias to lock down DC to purge the Democrats out of the federal government. He is calling for violence. He wants a revolution, even though Democrats are now in the minority in both the House and Senate, and in just a few days, they will also be losing the White House. That's not good enough for this guy. He wanted Democrats forcibly removed from Washington, D.C. That's not the only note he left. Here's the second one. We are the United States of America, the best country people to ever exist. But right now, we are terminally ill and headed toward collapse. We are crumbling because of a lack of self-respect, morals, and respect for others. Says the man who blew up a truck in a hotel, lobby, basically. God. Greed and gluttony has consumed us. The top 1% decided long ago they weren't going to bring everyone else with them. You are cattle to them. So you're complaining about the top 1% controlling everything, yet you are a Trump supporter. A guy in the 1%. A guy that's packed his cabinet with billionaires, a guy who's currently palling around with the richest man on the planet. So you seem very dumb. Like extraordinarily mind-warped, sick, dumb. Let me continue. I'm going to skip some of this stuff because I can't even stomach it. The income inequality in this country and cost of living is outrageous. Yeah, you're not wrong about that. The number of homeless on our street is embarrassing and disgusting. Have some pride and take care of this. Stop obsessing over diversity. We're all diverse and DEI is a cancer. Thankfully, we rejected the DEI candidate and will have a real president instead of Weekend at Bernie's. We must move on from the culture of weakness and self-enrichment perpetuated by our senior political and military leaders. What the hell do you think Trump's doing, you idiot? We are done with the blatant corruption. You just voted it back into office, idiot. Our soldiers are done fighting wars without end, states, or clear objectives. This was not a terrorist attack, it was a wake-up call. Americans only pay attention to spectacles and violence. What better way to get my point across than a stunt with fireworks and explosives? Why did I personally do it now? I needed to cleanse my mind of the brothers I've lost and relieve myself of the burden of the lives I took. Consider this last sunset of 24 and my actions the end of our sickness and a new chapter of health for our people. Rally around the Trump, Musk, Kennedy, and ride this wave to the highest hegemony for all Americans. We are second to no one. This was a disturbed individual. Clearly an individual, based on his own statements, seems to be suffering from PTSD. And maybe if we took a little bit better care of our veterans here in the United States, maybe this wouldn't have happened, right? But the very people that he is calling out are the same people that have repeatedly tried to cut veterans' benefits, that have pretended that PTSD is not a real thing. You're siding with the people that you say caused you to do this. Unbelievable. But there it is, in his own words. This is why he did it. He's calling for us to purge the government of Democrats, calling for us to rally behind Trump and Musk and Kennedy and all these definitely not 1%ers, right? You're talking about three people that you specifically named, Trump, Musk, and Kennedy, who were all three born with goddamn silver spoons in their mouths, and you had the audacity to say, we need to take on the 1%. Sounds like you're fighting their battles for them. Sounds like you were one of those useful idiots that you seem to despise so much. You were duped. You were conned. You were clearly suffering from some kind of mental deficiencies that were not treated. And that's what led to this. Hopefully we do not see repeat attacks. Hopefully we do not see anybody else going out there trying to repeat this or emulate it or in any way listen to anything he had to say. This was a sick individual that was conned by even sicker politicians like Donald Trump. That is what caused this. Welcome to the Ring of Fire YouTube channel. I am Farron Cousins, the host of Ring of Fire here on YouTube. I don't know if this is your first time here or maybe you're somebody who comes here every single day, but either way, let me tell you what's going on. Ring of Fire was actually started in the year 2004 by none other than our own America's lawyer, Mike Papantonio. And over the last 20 plus years, Ring of Fire has gone from being a 1-hour weekend radio program on Air America through a series of changes. Go Left TV, which we started back in 2007. We've been on the Young Turks network. And of course, this very YouTube channel here that started, obviously, as they all do, with no subscribers. And we've now ballooned to well over 1 million as we go on our way to that 2 million mark. So again, if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. Take a few minutes, look around. We have content that actually goes back 20 years. So there's lots to see, there's lots to do. And trust me, with the next 4 years of Donald Trump getting back in office, we will be here every day, every single day with fresh content for you to keep you informed about what's happening and, of course, to warn you of the potential dangers that Donald Trump poses as we approach his second term.